one of those comps that we were talking about during MSI, right? That worked extraordinarily well. It's just get an R button comp that can just CC everyone in a circle, and you're probably gonna be fine. That's straight up what Harma Life Esports have put together right here. Like. All right.
Very, very excited. I love production waits until it's done to pull up the match title card. You have Prio in mid with the Ari. You know, once she hits level 3, she's going to have great wave clear, push Chorus in. So you can make this play happen with no real recourse for Harma Life Esports. Galio can't come over and help. Ezreal's stuck under turret. So they planned this from the draft.
And this lane is now pushing back, and Dudu, oh dear, has to flash already. Oh, not exactly the best position on the pillar. It doesn't matter, they still get the flash. It's exactly what you want. Keep getting levels.
That's
right
true.
now, level 6. As the needlework comes out, Keen's trying to put a stop to it. He might get the ult, but no, Dudu holds onto it. Mist goes down. And Gwen unable to be damaged while she's in that one, but didn't actually. Yeah, Hanwha desperate for this one, but Kwangdong Freak's already starting off the fight. Teddy does have his ulti available, as the hook is going to land against the wall. Not actually able to find too much more, but it's a really decent charm as Fate's going to get exhausted. Moves out of the way of the knockup, and now Keen right in the middle of it. Does have the needlework available as Karis gets a decent knockup and flashes immediately to get himself out. Samdi picks up the kill though as Keen just oversteps a little too far. And Kwangdong Freaks, can they even get the eye? As On Fleek has to flash to get out of the way of the Orb of Deception. Hoyt now just manning the choke point, but doesn't have the health bar to re-engage, and the eye disappears. Pretty tanky. I mean, everyone's pretty tanky, but Trundle's even more tanky.
Yeah, he's the most tanky.
Nice
now, Harma Life Esports wrestle control here of this rush here towards the second Rift Herald, and they're going to be able to clear this wave out here. Keen, nice flank angle.
Yeah, but Vista is going to find a great pulverize. There's the true shot barrage. Hoyt's going to flash away, though. Try and get himself out of this one as the Gwen is relatively immune, but so is Vista with the ulti from the Kayle, and it's so much damage immediately. It's going to be Keen taken down, but Teddy has managed to get one back. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but Harma Life with control of the river.
And this is such a problem. The Kayle ultimate, we talked about it in the first Rift Herald fight. Now we're on Rift Herald fight number 2.
The answering damage is there from Samdi, who just throws out these mystic shots that do so much damage right now.
Yeah, so much damage already at this stage.
All right, here's the Cyclone. Keen trying to soak it up as much as possible. Does have the mist down, and they are able to mitigate that push, but Harma Life still do manage to retain control.
Yeah, Harma Life really want this Drake. You can see On Fleek's already setting up to take it as Smite just came back off cooldown, so nothing that Kwangdong can do here to contest. Vista just controlling this choke. They've got a control word here.
Few ultis now remain for Kwangdong Freaks, though, as Hoyt's going to find a hook. That's a great pulverize from Vista, though, who's now trying to get the rest of the CC down. Karis is immediately taken, though, and this kind of fight is absolutely what Kwangdong Freaks want, one after the other, and On Fleek misses the flash as well.
Finally, Kwangdong Freaks strike back in one of these setups where Harma Life Esports is trying to bait them in, look for the re-engage there with the pull, but this time they go a bit too far.
It's just going to continue that split push.
Hanwha really... Okay, hold that thought. On Fleek in danger zone.
Ooh, it's a bit oppositely of being alive, perhaps, as Teddy's going to pick up the kill.
So, Harma Life Esports had a great start to the game, right? They were setting up really defensive positions. They were turning, kind of baiting aggression from Kwangdong Freaks, then turning it on Kwangdong.
Yeah, Dudu's going to get spotted out by Keen, though, who's now trying to make this needlework work. The ulti's going to come through. Can Keen actually do it? As the interruption was there on the ulti, the fight has erupted in the mid lane as well. I absolutely love Kwangdong Freaks covering for their top laner there, and Keen wins the 1v1.
Yeah, a little bit of an early ult there from Dudu. Could have held it a little bit longer, but it's a close fight, but he's down now. They prevent him from teleporting into this Baron, and without the Kayle, this is basically a freebie.
Yeah, the ulti's going to come through there as well as Hoyt looks for that backline. Samdi's going to get knocked up. Teddy looking for more. The flash actually completely unnecessary from Samdi, but you can see the fear on the Harma Life Esports players. Play with so much more reckless abandon. You can see 4-0-1. He is absolutely huge as Elam, looking for an opportunity. Not exactly an engaged champion as the Trundle can put down these pillars. As now Vista caught out of position. He does have the ult, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The ulti comes through though. They dive on top of Teddy. He does have the GA, but the killer instinct's going to keep him alive as well. On Fleek now trying to fight this one out, and over the wall goes Teddy. He's going to pick up his first couple of kills in this fight as On Fleek is well and truly dead. It's in fact Keen that will lock this one down, and I have a feeling this game is done and dusted. Harma Life Esports going to have to look to gain game 2 to try and pick up a win. The thing is, it's so difficult, Wolf, because they had the late game team fighting composition, but Kwangdong Freaks just outplayed them in the late game.
And they had the late game composition. They did not utilize it well. They did not play their latter part of the mid game well. So they're just going to try to buy time here. Big taunt!
That's a 4-man taunt from Karis. Can he actually save it? I think the wallets say absolutely not. It looked really cool, but it was not cool enough. Hoyt is going to sacrifice himself for the good of the colony. Elam's going to do the same, but this Nexus is still going to die, I think.
Samdi and 12, there's no minions here. They're finally stacking up. Vista's back. I don't think they could defend this. They've got 5 seconds on Samdi.
All right, Vista going to go for the magical cow engage with 0 backup, and this is a dead Nexus. Kwangdong Freaks will take game number 1. And
What
Hololive
a game,
Esports
though.
not enough, yeah.
What?
Was just fantastic from the squad. And
Yeah.
Teddy just showing exactly what we were expecting from him in a meta like this, where 80 carry stock goes way up. Teddy is certainly one to get behind.
And Keen is one more W in the Gwen column. Because right now her win rate not very good here in the Asian leagues, the Challengers and LPL leagues so far.
I do like that idea as well. We've got a lot of fun new options here, as the laning Sejuani could be coming in. Of course, it could be a flex or a Wukong top, who knows.
So we'll see where these swaps end up going, but the expectation is Sejuani top, Wukong jungle, Gragas support, and that is what we are seeing. As Unlife Esports have such a great 5v5. You interrupted the first chair.
I know.
On the first day, you know, it was bound to happen eventually.
Freaks. That'll give them a bit of extra control. That's a fantastic Void Seeker there as Samdi takes a fair bit of damage, but the Arcane Shift turned it around. Teddy has been ignited. The flash from Vista. One more auto, and that's going to be first blood in the 2v2. Hololive fighting back.
Yeah, it's really, really easy when you have a ranged support right now in this meta to trade back kills because you have those extra resistances. Speaking of early parts that could be frustrating, the Sejuani part of this matchup doesn't feel great. But if you have a Wukong who come up there, you have so much kill potential.
Whoa, that's a flash forward. They're still looking for it, and that is going to be that. It's a decent little stun, but Ellen's still going to be able to make it out. That's a root, sorry, not a stun. Some people get upset when I was talking about it. Let's have a look at this one more time.
So, look, Body Slam comes through. You have the follow-up barrel here. Kaisa, though, steps too far forward, looks for one extra auto, even though it's not lethal. So a bit of a misstep here from Teddy. And like I said, the ranged damage you have here as the Recon is so useful. This is Elam's play over the wall as Fate flashes, misses the charm, but the charm forces him to sidestep away from the turret because there's no space to sidestep up.
Pretty useful there, and is just able to soak the damage. Is now Ellen possibly out of position. He's trying to turn it around. Only level 4 here is now Fate looking to try and catch up. Great Orbit Deception, but doesn't get the true damage, but it's just the ulti for the finish. Keen coming through with a lot of damage there is now Fate looking to try and turn this one around. It is going to be Dudu picking up a kill though. Hoyt trying to make his way out, and Dudu's hyper procs are just ruining the days of the Kwangdong Freaks. Another one comes through for the kill. As the Demon Form coming on out there, Fate trying to do some work, but Karis getting back to safety.
Karis in such a rotation over from Karis. He's got ult back available here. This could be a disaster for Kwangdong if the execution isn't crisp.
Yeah, but it is the full rotation over. Dudu taking a lot of damage as Teddy's caught him, but that is going to be the Nara to the wall. It is a 3. Oh my goodness, double kill already for Fate. Karis is going to go golden, but he's going to see his death. Elam looking to try and grab that one. On Fleek does grab the kill onto Keen, and Karis is still trying to make his way up, but the Nimbus Strike and the Flash will do it. Elam locks down that kill, and it is going to be the Rift Herald going over to Kwangdong Freaks as well.
Kwangdong Freaks, this time the Rift Herald fight is clean and they pick up the money to go with it.
The ulti available, and that's going to come out there as the Everfrost comes in as well. Karis just knocked back into his team, and all the zoning from Elam, just fantastic. Flashes forward, cyclones everyone, and no more Swain for you, Hololive.
Takes out the most important target first. 2 rods online can burst this turret down so easily.
And I thought that was the Hololive Esports tagline, as Karis ult. Looking to try and get out of there. Elam, I don't think he's going to be able to escape this one, but he's staying alive for a relatively long time. Keen comes in looking for Karis, but I think this is exactly what Karis wants. The ulti's doing so much work. The Ignite is down on top of the Swain, but he's made it out to relative safety. On Fleek looking for the flash after and does find the Heartbreaker. Teddy, can he get into the fight as he does manage to ult forward, but now he's 1 versus 4. And now OnFleek's looking for another reset. That's just all too easy, and that was a big old throw from Kwangdong Freaks.
Kwangdong Freaks way overextending. Yeah, you can get the turret very quickly, but you need a little bit more of a bodyguard setup here from Kwangdong Freaks. If you trickle in like this is the exact fight the Hanwha Life Esports comp wants to take. A slow, extended one. Overextension on the top side of the map. As we're actually going to watch in this fight how much damage the Viego does. Picks up that 600 reset, resets, calls out the play here on the Sejuani, and is calling for Kaisa even before he takes out Sejuani. And that's a ton of extra gold going over to the Viego in this moment. OnFleek ecstatic.
Whoa, we got a fight immediately as now Fate's looking to try and escape. He's burning down, but he will survive. Elm not so lucky this time around. Perhaps baited in just a little bit by his mid laner. Now OnFleek just going to ult his way out of there.
And Kwangdong no longer have vision control to be making plays like this or grouping up like this, especially with no objective to speak of. We'll get the full story in a replay as to how this happened. So Kwangdong are actually trying to wrestle vision control back here on the bottom side of the map. Mist Charm goes through, and this is from where we picked up, where Fate is already dead in the beginning of this fight. LM taken out. Fate barely survives, but many items right now, so I don't know what he's trying to flank for. Like, his opportunities are so limited. They have to try to burst down Karis somehow. He's got Zhonya's. There he goes.
He comes forward. There's the barrel. They're once again going to try and get Karis, but that Zhonya's, like you were talking about, now completed as the Nara into the wall. They're just looking to get that one pick, and they do manage to secure it. Now the Drake getting focused down. Elm in fog of war right now, but they do manage to grab the dragon. There's the Cyclone. Samdi gets out of the way, though. Karis is going to get taken. Keen picks up the kill, but the Wukong's also dead. Keen very, very low, and now they're just too far ahead. Teddy can't do it. He looks to flash and manages to pick up the kill on Samdi, but still, Hanwha Life Esports win the fight. To come through here from Teddy is now OnFleek. He does have to smite to keep that health bar up, as now Elm diving on forward is not exactly the best ulti that we see, but he gets the Baron, and that is going to be enough to redeem the play. Charm not going to connect onto Dudu, but now Hoyt, he might be the sacrificial Gragas, but I think that that's absolutely fine.
But this only stems the bleeding here for Kwangdong Freaks. It's a steal at the cost of 2 players' lives. Despite the nerfs, like, it's just so strong. It's why he survived so many of these attempts. Fate.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage here. As the charm actually blocked by the siege minion. Fate's going to have to go back now.
Really unfortunate for him. His lack of teleport, you know, despite its power against Swain and Helena. Hold that thought.
Yeah, Dudu taking a lot of damage here as Teddy flashing on over, looking for it. Can he actually catch up is the question. He needs a supercharger. He just has the Q, and that's going to be enough as they lock down the kill under the Gnar. Can Hanwha Life Esports get anything on the opposite side? The answer is no. They get the inner turret, but that is it. But this
Kwangdong have to force the way through this choke.
Everfrost is decent there from Fate, actually avoiding a lot there as Teddy gets out of the way of the True Shot Barrage, but it's a few options now, not available.
Can't go through here.
As Fate's decided just to make a bit of a drive-by. Ellen's going to do the same thing. Kwangdong Freaks trying to contest this. They're not going to be able to get the Drake, but let's see whether they can actually win the fight. The Zhonya's now on cooldown for Karis. Cyclone from Elm in the backline, but he's fighting against OnFleek, and OnFleek's way too big. There is no way Elm's going to survive this one, and he is just going to have to get the heck out of there. Decent little pullback there from the E of Karis, and Hanwha Life Esports take the Drake and get a kill.
Yeah, this is going to be the Baron as well, because you get a kill, you have control of mid-wave, and the Hextech Soul got value immediately.
And Kwangdong Freaks now, they still have a lot of pick options. If anyone's out of position, the amount of capitalization is certainly going to be high, as OnFleek has found LM. He's not going to be able to get this wraparound. Hoyt throws out the ulti to try and get some work done, and now Karis, he's going to get charmed up, goes into his Zhonya's very quickly. Now Keen trying to lock him down. Great Gnar into the wall, though almost everyone is just locked down. Nothing they can do. It's a double kill for somebody. Make it a triple, make it a quadra. Straight out of the gate. It is only Fate remaining, looking to deny the Penta, but he will not deny the end of this game. And we are in our first series of summer, going to 3.
What a beautiful game from Hanwha Life Esports, start to finish. This time they stick the landing, and it was just phenomenal play around the Swain here.
Buying as many elixirs as he can. Fate is, nothing he can do.
Rifling Dudu in a lane where he's going to just basically hyper-proc repeatedly over and over and over again on Sejuani. Then the damage numbers look like this, and Hanwha Life Esports have a comfortable route to the mid-game. On down with, instead of like, oh, I hope the pillar lands and maybe we can get that kill, like Nocturne is going to be there. He's going to be on top of the target that gets gold carded. Kai'Sa will be able to follow up too. Yes, Silas can match some of those rotations, and if Silas gets ahead, Karis will be able to do a lot in mid game.
Didn't cut it off this time.
Excellent.
That, I think that was a little bit more delayed this time around. I think the timing, the mist is going to keep him safe. You can see OnFleek just lurking up towards that top side. The wave state in a pretty good spot here for Kane, who does still decide to go for a bit of an engage. The Wukong not going to stick around.
It's great to see how Keen, every time he autos, he walks back, so he's always away from a potential gank. Speaking of...
Control Ward comes in. There's the Destiny that was stolen, the hijacked version, and now LM's in so much trouble. The Dustbringer trying to keep him alive, and it is going to do so. That, alongside the fear being threatened onto Karis, means they're unable to grab that kill. But they are able to steal away the blue buff, as now the Destiny here from the other side of the rift. SamD has to flash to get himself out of the way, but the gold card is there, and that is going to be Fate picking up first blood. Yep. Getting themselves into a position to try and contest for this Drake that's going to be coming up in 1 minute's time. And there's the Paranoia towards that bottom side. Great CC to come through here, and that is going to guarantee the kill onto SamD. Vista now will be able to lock down the kill onto his opposite number in the Hoyt, so that is a 1-for-1. Yeah, we'll see whether they can capitalize on the lack of ultis. You know, the Paranoia being down is certainly important, but Kwangdong Freaks are the ones that are going to continue this pressure. Great Everfrost, and Dudu is very dead. Keen off to a great start this time. But still, they have to make it work, and there have been hiccups on both sides so far in this series.
I certainly have. You know, don't call it over till it's over is the motto of this one. And
the fat lady has not even gone into the makeup room yet.
Nope.
You know, she's not even worried about it. There is no singing to be had just yet. But yeah, it might be a fight. Someone not looking to take it right now. Fate can, of course, reposition at a moment's notice. Shirley is going to get started up. This is that time.
Damage not great there on the True Shot Barrage, unfortunately for SamD.
Max range from Hoyt, not quite able to land the dredge line. There's Dustbringer doing a bit of damage here to the Gnar, but the Gnar bar has been built up. Wildcards flying forward. We're just trading aggro as we're looking for Shirley to get impatient. That's a great Everfrost, as well as the gold card to start layering it up, but not going to be able to grab the kill onto the Rakan just yet, and that's a huge Gnar into the wall, and once again it could be a problem, but it's a double kill from the Nocturne. He's getting massive, and Keen's going to lock down the kill onto Karis. Kwangdong Freaks, they repair the situation.
I mean, Hanwha Life Esports were so well set up for this fight too, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh dear, the Killer Instinct. Oh, Vista just puts his face into the wall, but is still able to flash to get himself out of the way. Well, we'll see. Hanwha Life still have a whole lot of teamfight tools, and you can see the Gnar is in fantastic spot here for Dudu. So if they manage to burst down this Drake, it is something that is their tagline, as well as they'll have the Mega Gnar available as gold card comes through. That's Void Seeker. They are going to proc the Mega Gnar. True Shot Barrage onto Fate, as the hook is going to connect onto the Mega Gnar. He actually is going to be the focus here. It's the Wukong that locks down the Drake, but can they win the teamfight is the question. It is actually OnFleek's clone that goes down first, but he is eventually tidied up as well. Kwangdong Freaks able to win the kills, and now Fate looking for even more. The teleport out, that is very sneaky from Dudu, and he's just going to let the rest of his team die. Triple kill for Teddy. Yeah, and it's not even necessarily Hanwha's composition, as Fate does just red card for fun, I guess. That Gnar was real dead anyway.
Wanted a lot of the damage.
Just throw anything at him, and he'll probably die. As another hook's going to connect here, Karis is going to get pretty high value Zhonya's, as Keen is just fighting against the turret. He wants to take it down so it doesn't do any more damage. He goes golden himself. Another great hook to come through from Hoyt as they lock down the first kill of the fight. That is going to be Teddy securing that one. Now this inhibitor is exposed. OnFleek has to go back to his base, and SamD trying to fight Teddy, but this is looking like wallet diff.
This one I think is very oppressive, and it's a slow and painful death we're going to be seeing a lot for these teams. As Karis, that's not the time you want to go in.
Nope. Well, he's at least going to be here for a bit longer as he presses his Zhonya's button. There's the Paranoia. LM's actually going to be able to lock down the kill as well, as the Void Seeker did a lot of damage, even if it isn't a big Kai'Sa. And yeah, then they get extra gold, which is pretty cool. They have zero vision though, and it's going to go down extraordinarily quickly. OnFleek looking to try and lock this one down. The Baron is going to get taken as well. This is called having the cake and eating it too, As Paranoia comes through, Destiny's there as well. They can pick exactly the angle that they want to take as Elam. He's going to go down extraordinarily low, but the GA was already prepped. The first kill comes down for Teddy. Make that a double as he's looking to try and get the multi-kill himself. On Fleek is going to go down as the Silas does manage to take down at least the Twisted Fate, and Keen is going to deny the potential Penta. Samdi, there's some low health bars here. He could try and do something heroic. As, okay, oh dear, the Void Seeker comes in, and that is a real dead Ezreal. That's going to be an unofficial quadra kill, and that's going to be the end of the game as Kwangdong Freaks will win this one.
Keen is just looking to take down the Nexus, doesn't care about what's happening on the observer's screen. Good as Zonius for show here. I think there's a pretty good chance this guy's picking up POG for game 3 as Kwangdong Freaks strike back.
But having a look at the damage, Keen certainly turning it around here in game number 3. Teddy, once again, I mean, I think that Teddy had a great performance so far this entire season. This entire series. I guess it's the entire season, but the season has been one match so far. Let's get a bigger sample size than that.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation, joined by Teddy and Fate from Kwangdong Freaks after picking up their first victory of the summer split. How do you feel? Well, the first game, you know, I got the POG. It was a clean win, so it was good. It was awesome. What about you, Fate? You were playing against OnFlick, your former teammate. We were able to get a listen into some of the banters between you and OnFlick. How was it? I mean, OnFlick is old, you know, so I wanted to send him home early, but I was not able to make it happen, so it's a bummer. But still, I have one more chance, especially against Sandbox, so I have a long way to go. And previous, even before the beginning of the summer split, we had a lot of debate about the durability patch. So I want to get some of your thoughts about this new meta and patch. What do you feel? So first off, you know, with that patch, skirmishes and fights are so important. So it's really fun to play, but at the same time, it's not fun to play at the same time. You know, it's really difficult because it's really hard to like get a pick by yourself because of the opponents having more health and armor. So it's a little bit tricky to play. It's really fun because there are a lot of team fights because I love to have fights. I think this meta is all about Kai'Sa, Ezreal, you know, those picks, which is really a good fit for me. So I'm happy about this new meta right now. Just like you mentioned, yeah, a lot of people said that this is finally the Teddy's meta back in the LCK. Yeah, I kind of like it. You know, Ezreal is on the line as well in the upcoming match, so I'm looking forward to performing on that pick. Well, today you were playing Kai'Sa into Ezreal a lot. So is there any different picks that is going to be really strong? I mean, even in scrims, you know, everyone is just playing the same pick, so nothing else. So I think we have to really kind of study more. And also in game 3, we saw Nocturne, a champion that actually got kind of nerfed indirectly after the durability patch. Well, Ellen was actually looking for that Nocturne angle. And then, you know, Ellen was just mentioning some of the potential jungle picks in the pick and ban, and he said he wanted to actually play Nocturne. Was that something you guys prepared for a long time? Well, yeah, we've been practicing Nocturne a lot in scrims as well. In Fate, you were playing TF together with the Nocturne to round out the comp. So what was the plan in that game number 3 with the comp you guys ended up having? We actually had strong carries on the side lanes and with high lane prio. So we just wanted to kind of stay calm, you know, not overplay, over push, or over chase the opponent. You know, just wanted to stay calm and then just like play kind of calm and chill out. And your next opponent will be Prince back in the Live Sandbox. What's your mindset heading into that matchup? So we are playing against Fate's former team, so I will do my best to bring him the victory. Fate, what about you? Before before the beginning of the opener match, I actually wanted to go out with Crocker, have some good dinner, but we were not able to make it happen, so I will make sure to buy him a good dinner after our victory against him. And then lastly, we had a huge chant and cheer coming from the crowd here in the LCK after you guys took down the enemy Nexus in game number 3, and a message for the fans. Thank you so much, everyone. I thought I was gonna get the penta, but Wukong actually was not helping me with that stopwatch play. So thank you, On Flick, for that. But still, thank you so much to our fans. You know, I love you all. What about Fate? This is actually my first time playing in front of such a large crowd, so I've never thought that we will be able to hear this kind of a loud kind of chant and cheer from the fans, so I love that. Thank you, everyone. And this will be the end of the interview from Fate Teddy from Kwangdong Freaks, and back to the Taskers.